Morning students and welcome back to Digital Classroom Standard 10 Subject English Grammar. Today's topic is Figure of Speech Part 1. Why? Because this year we are going to see 25 and plus figure of speech, and that's the reason I have divided this topic into three parts. The first part we will see some of the common figure of speech, whereas in second and third part we will see altogether many new figure of speech which we are going to use in our English literature. Now we are going to see the very common is the simile. Simile is a figure of speech that uses comparison, as we know that two specific words such as like and as, if they are there comparing unlike things, so that sentence comes under simile. That is, for example, quite like a mouse, as tall as a mountain, as strong as an ox. So here you can see like and as are used directly to compare two things. So this is what is simile, which we have learned in our previous years. Let's go quickly to the second one. Metaphor. Now what is common between simile and metaphor? They both compare the things. Whereas in simile, direct words like as and like are used, whereas in metaphor, uses compares two things that are in no way similar. It does so to bring out the symbolism. A metaphor is a word or a phrase used to show its similarity to another thing. It helps to explain an idea, but if you take a metaphor at its literally meaning, it will sound absurd. So, metaphor is also a comparison of two things. But many a times, a comparison which is very much absurd, like Alex is a chicken. So it is a comparison which is very much absurd. It don't have any literally meaning. All the world's a stage. Love is a battlefield. That technology is a dinosaur. So these are all which does not have any meaning, but still they are compared with. They are not at all similar in any way. So this comparison is known as metaphor. Let's go to the next. Personification. Very important, we can say. A very interesting figure of speech is personification. In this, we personify or represent a non-human entity as human. In a non-living thing, we make it in such a way, or the sentence is framed in such a way that the human quality is given to a non-living. We give an inanimate object or an intangible idea of some human qualities such as emotions, gestures, even speech. This is done to portray the object as alive and help the listener or reader paint a vivid picture. Again, if we take the words at their literally meaning, they will sound absurd, such as the wind howled as the storm grew stronger, time ran away from him, the boat danced in a puddle, the car died in the middle of the road. So these are some of the examples of personification. Next is hyperbole. Now here the exaggeration of things are done. Hyperbole is a Greek language translates to excess, and that is what it does. It exaggerates. We use hyperbole to emphasize the importance or overstate something. This exaggerates claim and statements are never meant to be taken at their literal meaning. They are used to create a strong and lasting impression. For example, since he has been away from home, he has gotten as thin as a toothpick. Can anyone be like a toothpick? So, here the toothpick is given the human quality. Those shoes cost a king's ransom. For the millionth time, clean the kitchen. His grandfather is older than the hills. So these are all human qualities which are given to non-living things. Let's go further. Repetition. Very easy. Repetition is a literary device in which a word or phrase is repeated two or more times. Example, all for one and one for all. Here, one is repeated. To England will I still and there will still. You can see the words which are similar here. They are repeated. Directly use the figure of speech, that is repetition. A small living room, a small dining room, a small bedroom and a bath. Here you can see small is repeated 3 times. So this comes to be as repetition. Next is alliteration. What does it mean? Alliteration is a figure of speech in which the same sound repeats in a group of words. Alliteration. Here, the example for alliteration is Peter picked a peck of pickled peppers. You can see P is repeated. Crooks conspire with the kind king. Dan declares that he deserves to debate. D. So a particular sound is repeated here, that is known as alliteration. Climax. Climax is a figure of speech in which successive words, phrases, clauses or sentences are arranged in ascending order of importance. Ascending order means, yes. So in this we will see that the ascending order of importance. For example, if you think that bad, it gets worse. Now from bad to worse, what is ascending order? From lower to higher. To infinity and beyond. Infinity and beyond. So again here this is ascending. Out of the frying pan and into the fire. Means frying pan से ज़्यादा danger है fire. So from lower to higher range. That is climax. The next one is anticlimax. Now in anticlimax refers to figure of speech in which statements gradually descend in order of importance. Unlike climax, anticlimax is the arrangement of a series of words, phrases or clauses in order of decreasing importance. In climax it is in increasing. Here it is decreasing, that is in descending order. Let's see the examples. She is a great writer, a mother, and a good humorist. So this becomes decreasing order. He lost his family, his car, and his cell phone. From higher to lower. So a comparison done between the things. Can see in climax and climax. Next is apostrophe. Very easy. When a character in a literary work speaks to an object, an idea or someone who doesn't exist as if it is a living person. This is done to produce dramatic effects and to show the importance of the object or idea. Here it is same like a personification. Personification what does? A non-living thing is given a human quality. Here a character in literary work speaks to an object, an idea or someone doesn't exist. हवा से बात कर रहे हो क्या? So the air you can feel, but you can't see it. Yes or no? So the same way apostrophe. For example, oh Rose, how sweet you smell and how bright you look. We are talking to Rose. Car, please get me to work today. Oh tree, how majestic you are as you throw down your golden leaves. So here directly when you're talking to non-living things or the things which does not exist, that is apostrophe. Can see her exclamations, interjections are there. So from that only apostrophe can be seen. Next is consonants. Consonance is the repetition of a consonant sound and is typically used to refer to the repetition of sounds at the end of the word, but also refers to repeat the sound in the middle of the word. For example, Peter, patter, Peter, patter. Repetition of t and r is there. So t is in between, r is at the end. I think I like the pink kite. So here which word sound is repeated? The k sound is repeated. So even if in the center, in the middle of the words or at the end, they are consonants. Her foot left a print on the carpet. T. The sound of t, consonant sound t is repeated here. Odds, d. Ends, d and s. So repetition of d and s sound is seen in consonants. The sound which are at the end or in the middle, that is consonants. Assonance. Assonance is the figurative term used to refer to the repetition of vowel sounds in a line of text or poetry. The words have to be close enough together for repetition to be noticeable. Let's see the example. Peter, Piper, picked a peck of pickled peppers. You can see the repetition of short and long e is given. Sally sails sea shells beside the seashore. Yes or no? So here repetition of sound of and long is given. Try as I might, the kite did not fly. Here repetition of long e is given. I hope you all are understanding. In this exercise, we will be seeing some of the seen sentences from your textbook. The first one is the mother duck scolded her young, encouraging them to walk in a line. So the first sentence tells you that it is a personification, the human quality of walking in a straight line is given to the young ones of duck. The second one is by narrow domestic walls. So here the narrow domestic walls and the narrow-minded people are compared. So this is your metaphor. Next, into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. So here the sound is repeated. So this is directly your alliteration. Very good. I hope you all are writing down these examples. Again, the third one, into the dreary desert sand of dead habit. Habits and deserts are compared. So this is your metaphor also. Fourth one, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way. Here the stream is given the quality of humans that there is a chance of losing the way as the human beings they do. So stream has given the human quality of losing the way. So this is your personification. Fifth one is, and all the men and women are merely players. So men and women are compared with the players. But as there is no as or like, so this sentence is your metaphor. Okay. Sixth one, creeping like a snail, unwilling to school. So a schoolboy is compared as a snail. So here direct answer you can get simile, because the word like you can see here, which is comparing, shows the direct comparison between a schoolboy and a snail. Similarly, here you can have another figure of speech also. Generally, students, one sentence is two figure of speech. Very rare cases, there might be only one. So here S is repeated, so directly alliteration. Seventh one, seeking the bubble reputation even in the cannon's mouth. So this is the exaggeration, hyperbole. The need to build reputation has been exaggerated, stating that in order to build a reputation, a person would be willing to face even death. So the meaning of this sentence is like this. So this is your hyperbole. The words are exaggerated. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans states, and sans everything. Here you can see the words are repeated, so it can be repetition directly, or it can be exaggeration also. The word sans everything is an exaggeration of the losses one has to deal with in their old age. So this is what exaggeration, that is hyperbole. Ninth one. So strength first made a way, then beauty flowed, then wisdom, honor, and pleasure. So this is your climax. As climax is the ascending order from lower to higher, the idea of ideas like beauty, then wisdom, honor, and pleasure are arranged in an increasing order of importance. So automatically this becomes your climax. Next, bestow this jewel also on my creature. So here the gift of rest is directly compared the same thing, precious such as jewel. So this is your metaphor. I hope you have understood the figure of speech which today we have. I think so. This is just a revision part of figure of speech what we have learned in our previous years. Slowly and gradually, like the second lecture, I'll be taking the second part and then the third part. Till that time, be safe, be healthy, take care of yourself, and study very hard. Thank you. I hope you have understood the today's figure of speech. This was just a revision which we have been learning since 8th standard. Slowly and gradually in part 2 and part 3, we will be learning some of the new figure of speech which are very important for your 10th standard. Thank you. Bye. Take care of yourself.